I'm out on my walk here tonight, and something just popped into my head, and I want to put it down before I forget about it. But this idea of you can't really have a it's a gibbous moon, well, nearly a gibbous moon tonight. You can't really have a what's the word? A truly altruistic approach to other people, their issues, and their problems if you don't have a spiritual identity to that. I'll give you an example of it. You look at, say, William Blake. William Blake was a deeply compassionate man with a strong spiritual identity who genuinely cared about the plight of the poor of London. Now, that was a growing sentiment at that time in the early 1800s, especially after things that happened, terrible accidents involving children in mines. And then you had things like the famine in Ireland. But how did they respond to that? They politicized it, and they turned it into what became communism. They had no spiritual dimensions, and we know what the Marxists and the Bolsheviks eventually did to everybody. Now, the same thing could be applied to this political correctness. Political correctness in the early days was probably brought out of a genuine need to address things like Jim Crow laws and the legacies of slavery, particularly in America, where black people were definitely left at a disadvantage. And a part of that would be to alter the culture. So you had things also like affirmative action to address things that had happened during the Jim Crow, that like black people didn't get into jobs, education, university. So there was a balancing out thing, and that was actually done out of genuine care and compassion. Then what happened with political correctness was groups like NAMBLA tried to jump in on it and say, oh, we deserve respect too, and they didn't get away with it. Now, if you think of, say, the kindness and compassion of William Blake, when that turned into Bolshevism, it turned into cancer, right? It metastasized. Well, that's what the woke culture is. The woke culture is political correctness turned to cancer. And it has nothing to do with altruism or anything like that. It's a cancerous tumor that's eating away at human behavior, humans' expectations of life, and what humans feel is the best way to live for them. They're being told what to do and modify their behavior. That's exactly, and again back to the Joker film, that's exactly what was going on in the Joker film. Gotham City had metastasized into a cancer, and that cancer was, intense corporatism. But now the metastasized cancer is what? It's wokeness. Why? Because it's all detached from a spiritual dimension. It's not based on anything other than the need to control others, like Bolshevism and like the woke culture.